April 14, 2014, a day many Nigerians would never forget. A bomb went off during morning rush hour at Nyanya Motor Park, Abuja, killing 75 people, injuring several others. Security officials immediately swung into action, promising to get those behind the attack. But 17 days later, another deadly explosion hit the same area, this time killing at least 19 people and injuring over 60 people. Thunder has struck the same spot twice. But some ray of light seems to have appeared in the ongoing investigation by the country's security personnel. The Department of State Service says it has arrested 5 suspected masterminds of the Nyanya bomb attacks.
In the 9th of 13th April 2014, Rufai Abubakar Siga and Mohammed Sani Ishaq moved the vehicle laden with explosives to the Nyanya Motor Park. In the morning of 14th April 2014, Rufai Abubakar Siga moved the explosive-laden vehicle to the position where he detonated the explosives. Mohammed Sani Ishaq, who took part with Rufai Abubakar Siga in positioning the explosive-laden vehicles that exploded at the Nyanya Park, killing scores of Nigerians, is in the custody of this service. Although 5 persons who are privy to the bombing incidents have been taken into custody, there are Ahmed Rufai Abubakar, Mohammed Sani Ishaq, Yao Saidu, Anas Issa, and Adamu Yusuf.
2 key people involved in the attack are still at large.
Rufai Abubakar Siga and Aminu Sadiq Oguche are currently at large and are hereby declared wanted. The sum of 25 million naira is hereby announced as reward for anybody with useful information on their whereabouts.
The DSS spokesperson Marilyn Oga said terrorists are disguising daily by taking up various business and menial jobs in the FCT. She asked Nigerians to be vigilant and collaborate with law enforcement agencies to fight terrorism.
It's 28 minutes past 7. Welcome back to Sunrise today. Well, there you have some information coming through, at least that one about the Nyanya bombings. We're joined this morning by Mr. Kenneth Odidika, who is a lawyer and a public affairs analyst. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, looking at this, yes, indeed, it will gladden people's heart that at least something is being done. People are being apprehended, those who are suspected to be behind it. What does this say to you, for instance?
Thank you very much. First of all, like your reporter said, that shows there's a light at the end of the tunnel. This gives me an opportunity to actually chide Nigerians, those of them who are always attacking the men in the front line. There's no other country in the world where the soldiers in the front line are being vilified the way we vilify our own soldiers here. You can criticize the government, but you do not go to vilify the men and women who are in the front lines, who are actually putting their lives on the line for us. It doesn't happen anywhere except in Nigeria. Now, this result has come in. Prior to this, people were saying that, oh, they were not doing anything, and nothing was being done. If nothing was being done, I wonder how we would have got this result. It is our responsibility to encourage our men and women who are putting their lives on the line for us. In that way, if any one of them loses his or her life, at least the family will be encouraged that Nigerians appreciate the sacrifice being made by their children and their husbands and their wives and daughters. So, as it is now, it is obvious to Nigerians that a lot of work is going on. Nobody expects it to be responsible of any security agency to come on air like this and start telling you what they're planning to do. In fact, they shouldn't even. It's only responsible of them to say the certain things they have done. It's only the result that they might say, not how they went about doing it. Because if they expose how they went about doing it, then the modus operandi is already known. So the criminals, because that's what the Boko Haramites are.
Let me even bring in this. I mean, does the media, or do you think the media also has that sense of responsibility to the extent that, yes, what you said, we need to support our military, we need to support those in uniform. Yes, they could have their ups and downs, but we need to rally behind those in uniform. Government is separate, but those in uniform is key.
The media actually are the people that should make sure that happens. Even in a civilized world, it's not only information that I put out to the public. Even when you get information, there's something for the sake of security of the nation. So the media ought to be in the forefront of this, of backing supporting our men and women in the front line.
You know, Mr. Odidika, for the purpose of this particular conversation, some people will say that it is very important to differentiate between, you know, what is rightful concern, you know, for the safety of our military men. Because when people say security agencies aren't doing enough or not doing anything, sometimes is when incidences like what happened in Yanya happened. For instance, we had a bomb blast in one particular area, and then 2 weeks later, another bomb blast. It is very difficult to convince Nigerians that we are indeed on top of our game in this particular instance. Do you agree?
No, I don't agree. If you recall, there was a US president that said that you cannot stop a man who is determined to kill the president. You might kill him. You might kill the assassin. But if the man is determined to kill the president of the United States, that he will succeed, but he might eventually kill him. And I recall in 2000, and a Sokoto prince was in my house when I was living in Surulere, and he told me that we Southerners don't seem to understand the Northerners. That the weather is harsh, that there's bitterness in the hearts of some. So somebody's coming to kill you, I tell him, if you don't stop, I'll shoot you. That was in 2000. And he wasted your time. And I'm talking about the Sokoto prince. I mentioned he became a minister in this country. So the fact that, and you will also remember that after that first blast, and the soldiers and the security agencies, soldiers and all that, were now conducting searches. People started complaining about the traffic jams and all that. What are they? Is medicine after death? That they should let them drive through. They're wasting their time. The same people are now saying lightning has struck the same place twice.
No, but you know, we also spoke to a former security agent about that time, if that was the best form of protection in terms of, you know, how much we actually invested in our security agencies and what we seem to be getting in return for it. I mean, let us not kid ourselves. Some people will say that our security agencies agencies are not immune from, you know, the malaise that is worrying almost every sector of government. I'm talking about corruption. And so how are we so sure that that has not also found its way into ensuring that what should actually go into buying equipment for our security agents to ensure that they're a lot more effective? For instance, the searches that are being done at those points, how effective are they? How is it that, you know, if a determined terrorist wants to carry out another attack, God forbid, you know, he doesn't have leeway, or we've not provided him a really good soft target?
Well, first of all, corruption is not only in Nigeria. Even in security agencies all over the world is there. That does not justify having it here. So it's possible that some people are, in fact, not that it's possible, some people obviously are corrupt. I'm not in a position to tell you whether the money budgeted for equipment is spent on all the money is spent on equipment. But I can tell you here that it is not possible that they don't spend some of that money on equipment. And there's no way we will know how much of it they spent on equipment. The thing is this: if they didn't arrest and parade the ones they did yesterday, we'll still continue staying. They will not do any work. Now, even the ones they paraded, where are they taking them? I hope you know there can't be any extrajudicial killing. So where are they going to take them to? Judiciary. That's the next part of call. Have you taken care of the judiciary? The next thing you hear after about 5 years of prolonged, stretched trial is that you journalists will no longer bother about, after about 6 months, you won't bother about them again. Then it will fizzle out. So the judiciary is actually one of the arms that needs to be dealt with by the media to ensure that they do their work. It is not that after these agents have put their lives in danger, at risk, and managed to arrest these people, and then the next thing you hear that one funny, bail has been granted to the person, or the trial stretches on and on and on and on, that everybody loses interest. And Once they just sit down on the streets again.
But the comments made by the DSS at that briefing was that Aminu Sadiq Oguchi, I think the Lance Corporal, was one of those who masterminded that bombing. He was released because, according to them, human rights groups said they couldn't detain him longer than necessary, and as such, while investigating, that is. So and as such, he was let off the hook, well, maybe temporarily with an eye on him, and then this happens. So does that again speak to our judiciary, our laws? Because we do know we have a situation in our hands. What have we done about it? Is the Terrorism Act sufficient for this?
Yes, if you apply this Terrorism Act, yes, it's sufficient. You can detain the person indefinitely.
But how about the way they respond? Because some of these matters are still in court for 2 years now.
That's what I just said now.
So some senators,
the
as we
judiciary
speak,
is at fault. I wouldn't want to say they're complicit, but they are at fault. Because I think it was in the UK, there was a terrorist attack. The court sat day and night so as to round up and convict the people.
why doesn't that happen
Even
here?
in South Africa.
Asking me. It's the media,
Yeah,
ask
you're
the
in
judiciary.
you're
I'm
in-
not in the judiciary, I'm a lawyer.
But you know how it works in there.
I'm not a member of the judiciary. It is your responsibility to put these questions to the judiciary, to put pressure on the judiciary to do their work. It's not all about, it's not all about their own convenience. Oh, we'll sit from 9 to 4 o'clock, or from 9 to 2. When the circumstances demand, then they should go the extra mile. Because it could easily have been anybody's son, daughter, or even they themselves driving past that at that time. It could be anybody. In any case, for every life lost, we are diminished. So just as the soldiers, the police people, the DSS agents, and the rest are there putting their lives on the line, we should also do our bit. The judiciary should sit extra hours if need be to finish these cases and convict whoever needs to be convicted and sentence him or her to whatever the law provides.
Because at the end of the day, if that doesn't happen, we see the frustration in society saying how many people have gone to jail, how many of those big shots have been prosecuted, and so. But
Yeah, the funny thing is that the people who will be asking these questions are the same ones who are saying you shouldn't even try them, you shouldn't arrest them, or you should let them go. The so-called human rights activists. You know what has happened here is that this is an opportunity for people to make a lot of noise, get visibility, and even get some money. Because that's how they survive. Most of them don't really have any genuine business they're doing. All they do is they make all this noise and attract some funds. So they don't really care whether anybody. In fact, the more people that are killed, the more it benefits them, because then they can make more noise about it. And you arrest somebody, instead you shouldn't arrest that person, or release the person immediately. They make the noise, they get some funds from particularly foreign donors.
Shouldn't we be optimistic? Because there was a comment today in one of the papers where the Senate President has said that we're going to fight terrorism with every available resources that we have. Should we be optimistic that, okay, well, yes, even if it has to do with amending the laws a little further, National Assembly will do that?
Well, I think if they need to do that, but currently, like I said, I think there are enough laws to take care of what we have. The Terrorism Act that has been passed strengthen the Criminal Act that we had before. So we have sufficient laws to deal with the situation. What is lacking is the will on personnel.
Which of the personnel?
Personnel, I've talked about judiciary.
Oh.
And you talk about the corruption, like a corporal. That's a serving
Army.
military man, being the brain behind, or well, at least the main executor of this bomb blast.